So this is episode 4. And in episode 4, we're talking about creating these bonds and this connection with your children. So we did episode 1, right? Your triggers. Episode 2 is managing those triggers and really finding a way to heal from them. Episode 3 was practical strategies that can help you really realign to your purpose, right? Being able to parent from a purposeful place and setting your intention. And in episode 4, we're talking about connections, creating that connection with your kids and allowing that to cultivate. And so something I want you to think about is like celebrating their awesomeness, their individuality, like who they are, right? Every child is different. And so maybe one child's love language, right, is like words of affirmation, right? And so if their love language is words of affirmation, then you really speak to them through that love language. Now, a lot of times parents get it wrong around this. They think that their child's love language is actually their language. And so it's learning your child's love language is really important to how you parent your children. And so it's really like celebrating them. Like what do they enjoy? It's getting to their level and really seeing life from their view. And when you can do that, then you're telling them that you want to understand them and that just because they're the adults, they are not less than, they're not less than you. They're not, it's not this like hierarchy. You're telling them, I'm here and I want to get to know you and for everything that you stand for. Because when you get down to their level and you get to learn them, then you get to see how they dance with the world, which will inform how you parent them. Not from your view of, well, I was parented this way and this is what's happening in the world. But when you get to them, they start teaching you. You become the student. So open yourself up to become the student. The teacher is your child. The teacher, your child will tell you what they need, how they need it, how frequently, and sometimes they may need it in a way that is a lot for you. And you might not have the capacity to do that. And that's where you have to start building your village, because that is what the village is all about. So sometimes mothers might not be able to show up for their daughters. So what they will do is have other people within their community that can give their daughters something that they can't give. That's the importance of a village. And so I just want you to get down where they are. Be open with your kids. What you have to do is speak to them from a place of you wanting them to understand the family in which they come from. So something my mom was very, very honest about from a young age was alcoholism runs in my family. And it skips generations, actually. And so my mother told me, hey, it's in your generation. I just want you to know. And what she did was she showed me people and she told me stories of people who battled with alcoholism that they weren't no longer drinking alcohol, they were recovering, but she would tell me stories that really informed where I was coming from, like my lineage. And so it gave me the opportunity to understand more of the obstacles that were in front of me because of the family I came from. So being honest and being open with your children, I know sometimes people are like, hey, is that age appropriate? But finding a way to communicate to them the things that are ahead of them because of their family, or the things that are behind them that they have no clue about that may show up in their life eventually. And so you just want to be open. You just want to start sharing and letting them know that they can come to you if they have questions. That's really important. Setting expectations, but setting realistic expectations, being mindful of the expectations that you have for them. They're not here for your comfort. They're here for their own destiny. So if you have trauma or pain from your childhood, your children are not here to comfort you. They're gonna love up on you, but they're not here to fill a void that your parents couldn't even rise to the occasion and give to you. That is a heavy burden to give your children and anybody else. Your parents gave you life. If they couldn't do it because they had their limits, putting that on somebody else will drive them away, will create chaos, will create conflict in that relationship with you and that person. So I want you to set healthy and realistic expectations. And if you're thinking like, do I expect my son to do this, or do I expect my daughter to do this? I just want you to sit with that, because it's really important. And parenting is difficult to navigate. It has its rewards. It has these mixed emotions that you will run through on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and as they grow up. And so I know parenting isn't easy, but that's why I have an online program called Family Matters, where parents, you will feel supported. I will guide you. There's other parents in this program. We meet twice a month virtually, where you sit here and you talk and express how you've been feeling, what your worries are, and we come up with solutions. There's sometimes parents are in this space and they're dealing with something today, and then 2 weeks later, another parent is dealing with the same thing, and they really provide support, understanding, and some resources that help them navigate those tough spaces. Because guess what? What do I say? Parenting isn't easy, but in this space, we talk about the concerns about mental health as our kids are really struggling and navigating the mental health space. Because of COVID, we're still in this space of finding resources that really can understand the children and the spaces that they are in. Parents, Family Matters is that. I would love for you to come on in and try out Family Matters. If you click the link in the description box, you can schedule a discovery call with me to learn more. So I look forward to seeing you in Family Matters. Be well, be amazing, and most of all, be you.